It seems like things are taking a strange turn in North Korea. Kim Jong-un pointed out Kim Il-sung, saying honestly he hasn't really done anything, and made remarks harshly criticizing Kim Il-sung, who is considered an untouchable figure in North Korea. Today, let's take a proper look at this. Let's get right to it. On February 2nd, Kim Jong-un visited the opening ceremony of a Chusan farm in North Pyongan province. At that time, Kim Jong-un also mentioned that he had tried eating cheese or dairy products like a pig. At that time, Kim Jong-un said that a model for rural construction in the new era had been created and looked very satisfied. But suddenly, Kim Jong-un started criticizing Kim Il-sung in public. Kim Jong-un stated the socialist rural policy from Kim Il-sung's era was ineffective after over 50 years, admitting they mostly just studied it and didn't do much. He began belittling Kim Il-sung and publicly undermining the once sacred policies and legacy of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il to idolize himself and highlight his own achievements. What is noteworthy here is that Kim Jong-un made these remarks not in an internal meeting or a closed-door cadre training session, but at an official public event. In North Korea, public statements quickly become the official party line and are spread nationwide. Kim Jong-un is directly imposing Kim Il-sung's policy failures on all citizens and officials. This is both a declaration that the old ways have ended and a strong warning that the new standard is Kim Jong-un's line. This scene shows that after using Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il's authority for legitimacy, Kim Jong-un can now reinterpret and redefine that authority himself. In North Korea, this change is a risky but strong signal. Kim Jong-un aims to show he's not just a successor, but a creator reshaping the system. This part is frightening because Kim Jong-un is now blaming past events for economic failures instead of the present. North Korean rural areas have long been structurally damaged, making food shortages a constant national risk, not a temporary issue. However, since coming to power, Kim Jong-un has continuously emphasized agriculture and made rural revitalization a key national task. His words were grand, but the results were disastrous, and residents still cannot receive rations or have to rely on the market to survive. From Kim Jong-un's perspective, there aren't many options here. If he admits responsibility, his leadership itself will be shaken, and if he says nothing, he will be branded as an incompetent leader. Kim Jong-un is cleverly creating an exit, framing the situation so it's the system's failure, not his own. Mentioning Kim Il-sung makes the narrative even stronger. When Kim Jong-un references Kim Il-sung's rural socialist policies, he's noting they failed after decades. This isn't criticism, but shifting blame. Right now, the reason North Korean people are starving isn't because Kim Jong-un is incompetent, but because the agricultural system designed by Kim Il-sung was a failed model from the start. This is how they're rewriting history. That way, Kim Jong-un isn't seen as an incompetent successor, but rather as a reformer fixing a failed system. The problem is, this isn't just wordplay. North Korea is a country that maintains the authority of its leader, but the moment they start blaming the previous generation's policies for economic failures, the internal structure of responsibility within the system begins to change. Kim Jong-un is trying to instill in the people the logic of don't hold me responsible right now, I'm the one trying to fix things. Interestingly, as Kim Jong-un sets this frame, he also presents himself as the key figure in building a new nation. He's reframing the story to claim Kim Il-sung's era failed, Kim Jong-il stagnated, and only Kim Jong-un is bringing change. In that way, even the suffering that the people feel is justified as part of the reform process, and even starvation is reinterpreted as a sacrifice for the new era. Honestly, if Kim Jong-un were only criticized for this, I probably wouldn't have made a video. Lately, he's been omitting or even criticizing the idolization of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. For example, February 16th is Kim Jong-il's birthday. In the past, since Kim Jong-il's birthday was such a huge holiday, there would already be a festive atmosphere. They've stopped using Gwangmyeongseongjol for Kim Jong-il's birthday. This is the first time it's been omitted. The year before last, Day of the Sun, Kim Il-sung's birthday, was partly omitted. Also, Kim Jong-un is sometimes shown in the center or alone in murals with past leaders. And the most important thing is that during Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il's time, they at least formally emphasized unification in the nation very strongly. Kim Jong-un is emphasizing the separation between South and North Korea, upholding the two-state system, and downplaying Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il to boost his own cult of personality. North Korea said it will hold the 9th Workers' Party Congress in late February, but did not give a specific date. The Workers' Party Congress sets North Korea's 5-year national direction and confirms midterm policies and strategies, correct? Kim Jong-un's actions at the 9th Workers' Party Congress have people here saying this Congress will finalize his status as supreme leader, right? Kim Jong-un said he would stop using words like unification or nation, which were important under Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, especially Kim Il-sung. Are those related terms still in the Workers' Party Charter Preamble? Therefore, at this 9th Workers' Party Congress, there is a prospect that while completing the process of establishing Kim Jong-un as the supreme leader, they might also remove all terms like unification or nation at the same time. There are also assessments that North Korea may present itself as a nuclear-armed state at the 9th Party Congress. In early 2021, at the 8th Party Congress, they announced a 5-year national defense plan with 5 major tasks, including nuclear submarines. Now, at the 9th Party Congress, they claim to have completed these tasks and secured their status as a nuclear-armed state. Some assessments suggest they will set even more ambitious goals for advanced weapon systems. Signs indicate they're preparing for a large military parade before the Workers' Party Congress, with speculation about unveiling new weapon systems. Kim Jong-un is reportedly downplaying Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il's achievements and promoting his own image because he wants to become president like Kim Il-sung. 38 North reports that Kim Jong-un may already hold the title of Democratic People's Republic of Korea, formerly held by Kim Il-sung, and it could become official at the Supreme People's Assembly after the 9th Party Congress. 38 North reported that after September 2024, North Korea referred to Kim Jong-un as the head of state, and that this matches exactly the role of the president of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea as defined in the revised constitutions of 1972 and 1992. In fact, the term president is a very sensitive expression in North Korea. The title president was held by Kim Il-sung from 1972 until his death. Is Kim Jong-un now taking that role? It's still unclear what changes will occur. Mainly, 2 evaluations exist. First, reorganizing state institutions could alter their functions and roles. Due to Kim Jong-un's higher national title, the party might depend more on the State Affairs Commission, or he may form a new advisory committee. If this happens, Kim Jong-un can steer defense and foreign policy more toward his preferences. And the elevation of Kim Jong-un's leadership could also influence his plans for a successor, making it easier for him to shape the succession in the direction he wants. It seems likely that this is to fully designate his daughter, Kim Joo-ae, as his successor. There's a cautious thought that this might be the reason. Here there's one truly frightening point. What Kim Jong-un is doing now is not denying Kim Il-sung, nor is he undermining Kim Il-sung's legitimacy. Kim Jong-un is actually taking over the legitimacy that Kim Il-sung established. The authority of the North Korean regime was originally established by Kim Il-sung, and Kim Jong-il maintained his power by inheriting that authority. Kim Jong-un also rose as a successor within that flow, but now Kim Jong-un is changing that very framework. Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il remain important, but their achievements are no longer untouchable. Kim Jong-un now seeks to judge and evaluate them himself. I didn't just inherit power, I created a new era. Once this image is set, North Korea's power shifts from Kim Il-sung's legacy to Kim Jong-un. The reason this is dangerous is because, to North Korean people, Kim Il-sung was like a god, and the very existence of North Korea as a country has been maintained on the foundation of Kim Il-sung's divinity. But the moment Kim Jong-un publicly defines Kim Il-sung's policies as failures and mocks the past as being just empty words, Kim Il-sung's authority starts to crack little by little. Kim Jong-un intends to fill that void himself, and from Kim Jong-un's perspective, it's a very attractive choice. If he succeeds, Kim Jong-un will become an absolute figure surpassing Kim Il-sung. If Kim Il-sung was the founder of the nation, Kim Jong-un would become the recreator who rebuilt the system. From that moment, North Korea would no longer be Kim Il-sung's country, but Kim Jong-un's country. On the other hand, if he fails, the repercussions would be beyond imagination. If Kim Il-sung's image wavers, faith in the regime and the people's psychological stability could weaken. Internal elites may grow dissatisfied, seeing Kim Jong-un's actions as too risky. Kim Jong-un is challenging the core of North Korean power. It seems like Kim Jong-un is trying to do something tremendous right now. What do you all think about Kim Jong-un's actions? Please let us know in the comments. That's the end of the video. Thank you.